Well, that's not too bad then.
Yeah,
I mean, that's 5 minutes of my life I'm never gonna get back, guys.
I'm sorry. All right, so let's see if we can round that one back out again. Round two. Hey everyone, it's Jesse from Team Reaper TCG, and I'm here today with Connor Finton and Clayton Fagan.
I
Connor representing Team ARG, having a good run this whole year, not just Mexico City, but he's going to talk about his Mexico City run. Clayton with his not so hot run, I'm going to keep bringing that up, but
yeah, bad deck. Don't play it.
oof. But
I mean, could have been worse.
could have been
Actually,
worse.
bad call. But yeah,
So,
not a bad. It's a bad call.
We're going to drop the introductions again. Fun fact for those watching on YouTube: ran through 5 minutes of this, didn't realize that audio was not picking up on their end. So I'll let Connor take it this time first.
Right, there you go.
All right, yeah. My name's Connor Finton. I play for Team ARG. I have been playing the game for about 5 or 6 years now. You know, traveled around a lot, having a lot of fun. I am currently sitting at 731 championship points this season, so I'm at a pretty good spot. Trying to go for those stipends and that Day 2 World Championship bye. So, but yeah,
Nice.
I think you'll get there, honestly.
it's the hope.
Yeah, he's gonna get his world's invite 3 times over. That's what he's going for.
I mean, he almost has it twice now.
I know.
I've almost got it this quarter. Just won this quarter.
That's crazy.
I wish.
I'm Clayton Fagan. I represent Team Reaper TCG. I am sitting at about half the points Connor has. I have 369, which is I'm
Damn,
still
she's
on
fine.
pace. I've got a good pace. I don't go to nearly as many events though, but I also don't top as many. So, yep. And I'm from Hot Springs, Arkansas. So
Yeah, you got your first Day 2 in Dallas, which, I mean, that was tight. But, I mean, if we would have included this year's way to get into Day 2, you would have made, what, 2 or 3 regionals?
last year I would have day 2'd twice.
Okay. I mean, that's pretty
I
good.
would have day 2'd Madison. I would have day 2'd Costa Mesa. So.
That's pretty good.
I mean, I'm getting there. This is only my second full season, so you know.
I've been playing since 2012, and you're way better than I am.
I appreciate that. I don't know if I'm better, but more, I guess, lucky.
2012 came in hot. Quit Yu-Gi-Oh for this game, but hey, here we are. So, anyway, Connor's Mexico City run got top 4 playing Lost March, and everyone on Team Reaper has been wondering why you don't play Elm. And I personally know why, but let's hear it from you yourself.
Okay, so like I've been saying a little bit before we started recording. I've been playing Lost since the set released. I've been playing Lost March a lot, and every list that I've had hasn't had Elm in it really. Like I tested with it a little bit, and what I found with Elm is that if you don't hit Elm on the first turn, your setup is usually really poor, and then your mid game isn't as strong. So like maybe turn 2 you're gonna hit like 6 Pokemon in the Lost Zone, but then your turn 3 you're only gonna have like 7. Then you kind of slow down. You have to hit those. You still have to hit those energies, and you still have to draw into all these other cards. So with the list that I'm playing, it's got 13 ball cards, and it's got Heavy Lily and Lost Splendor, and so you just draw your cards real fast. There's double Oranguru, double Marshadow, so you're trying to draw your cards real fast. Set up as quick as possible. So the deck on paper, like your turn 1s are sometimes worse, or like your early games are sometimes worse, but I feel like your long games are better.
Yeah.
And maybe it's a little less consistent. Like I said, maybe it's a little less consistent early, but still, like you don't have as many mid-game problems as I felt like the Elms version has.
Like I know when Lost March came out, I played the Lily engine. I basically did Kirk's Snack March list, and I found Elm the exact same. It's just you get a mediocre setup, and if you have to hit the Elm turn 1, otherwise you're going to get stomped.
Yeah. And definitely, I think that the balls and the lilies pair better with the Marshadow. And the Marshadow is part of the reason why the deck's so good, because you can just, Marshadow to 4. If you Marshadow to 4, play Trumbeak, make sure their top card isn't a supporter card. A lot of times they just sit there and don't do anything. So
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's pretty busted.
Marshadow to 4, especially turn 1 when they haven't gone, is so good.
yeah, for sure. Like I like the Trumbeak a lot too, because like I was saying, like a lot of decks they just Marshadow you to 4, but this one you can Marshadow to 4, and then if you hit it, like you can hit a supporter card, and you can kind of become a control deck. You just hold your Marshadows back and use them to play with the top card of the deck.
That's really cute.
Which is really
I love
cute.
the
Yeah.
I love the timer ball too. Is then you know hit the heads and then you grab a Trumbeak or grab a Skip Bloom and
Yeah, Timer Ball's neat because a lot of people wouldn't think, like, a lot of people weren't playing Timer Ball, but like even on the first turn you can go just grab Trumbeak with it.
yeah.
If you start like Natu, if you hit it like double heads, that's 40 damage. You're already almost there to start taking knockouts with Natu on the first turn against other non-GX Pokemon.
It's pretty nice. So
So why don't you run us through your day one in Mexico City and then we'll go from there.
yeah.
Yes. So round 1, I played against like a Lightning Box deck. It was the Zerora GX with like Tapu Koko GX and the Circuitry. So that deck
Hey.
that deck wasn't too much trouble. It was kind of neat. He played the Eighth of Paradise, so I had to
Okay.
I had to hit really large numbers, but he only had like one non-GX in his deck, and he's loading up all these big GXs. So I was able to, get there. Once I got there, it's just take 3 knockouts and win.
Gotcha.
Round 2, I played against a like a Buzzgar Weavile deck, and both games I start Hoppip, because in that matchup you want to start the Hoppip because they kill everything else with just with Baby Buzz. But Hoppip has resistance, so the only way they can knock out a Hoppip is if they have a Beast Energy. And both games, I went first, and then both games on his first turn, he just opens Baby Buzz and then just attaches the Beast Energy raw from his hand. I'm like,
Oh no.
Rough.
sweet. And then I just fall behind on the prize trade, so because he takes a knockout, I take a knockout, and we just go back and forth. But he's ahead, and we both don't play any GXs, so he ends up winning.
Oh.
Round 3, I played against Zoroark. Zoroark's another, that's one of the better matchups for sure, because I mean their attackers are GXs. Lycanroc's weak to grass, and then I'm swinging real hard. As long as I can, as long as I get there, I win. It pretty much just boils down to, can I get my 11 Pokemon in the Lost Zone and in enough time, and then I just have to hit energy cards to win. And so that one I won both games. Round 4, I played against Carter Musgrove, who was playing Malamar Spell Tag, and I sat down and I was like, man, well, that was a good run today, I guess, and by good run I mean bad run. I guess I'll go and cry a little bit. As for those of you who don't know, Spell Tag is like this deck's like biggest enemy.
Nightmare.
The matchup is so bad because it's a one prize attacker swinging, and he's playing Spell Tags to take knockouts faster, and like they don't really play GXs too much. Maybe they play a Lele, maybe they play a Necrozma, but they're not going to play him down against Lost March. So game 1, I take the first knockout, and then he on his turn 2, because I went first, he goes Mysterious Treasures away a Marshadow to go grab his Malamar, and then attaches to his Giratina, attaches a Skateboard to his active, goes to Psychic Recharge with 2 Malamars down, and realizes that he only has 1 energy in his discard pile.
Oh.
Because he forgot to discard the second one with he had another one in hand, and he didn't discard it with the Mysterious Treasure.
Oh.
Rough.
So
Come on, Carter.
yeah, he just passes, and I take another knockout. I think I Guzma up a Malamar and take a knockout. And at that point, I was just like far enough ahead where I was able to play around the spell tags. That matchup, you really have to like be super conscious of the spell tags, obviously. So like you never want to attack into a spell. Obviously, you don't want to attack into a spell tag when you have a 40 HP guy on the bench. So you have to make sure your jump fluffs are all out and they're all kind of healthy, and you're taking knockouts. So when you're attacking with Natu, you want to make sure that Natu gets knocked out by an attack and not by a spell tag. And it's a whole bunch of, you have to be super careful about when you play your cards. But I was like, okay, cool. I won game 1. I was like, well, maybe we'll tie, I guess. I don't know, because the matchup's still super bad. So game 2, Carter has like a really bad start, and he's really far behind. I think I knocked out like 3 Inks that game.
Oof.
And at the end of the game, he flips over his prize cards and he shows me that he priced triple Malamar. And I was like, oh.
Oh.
Oh,
I was
Oh,
like, oh,
that-
that's good. And I was like, well, okay, cool. So I beat Giratina spell tag. I'm like, all right, now I just gotta dodge bad matchups the rest of the day. You know, I'm 3-1. I still have to win 2 more. Just gotta dodge bad matchups. So the next round, I play against another Giratina spell tag.
oh no.
So I had another Giratina spell tag, and I'm like, seriously? I'm like, well, I beat the one. That was cool, but it's not gonna happen again. Game 1, I go first. I take the first knockout. And then we start trading, and I'm able to deny his spell tag every single time. I'm either able to Guzma around it, or only have jump plups on board, and he's never quite able to take that extra prize.
Nice.
On any of the turns. So I'm able to stop him from that. Then game 2, I take a knockout on turn 2, and then game 2 we had some like weird. Game 2, no, we both dead drew game 2, so we're both really far behind game 2, and he ends up let loosing, and I end up drawing out of it and attacking first, and then we start trading. But I was able to knock out Malamars enough where he whipped a turn to attack. And then I did end up having to swing into a spell tag once, but it didn't end up mattering because I was able to Guzma around the very last one, and able to win the game. So I was able to win both Giratina spell tag matchups, and I was like, okay, cool. I was like, now I can beat anything, right? Like every matchup.
That's confidence.
Because if you'd asked me what my worst matchup going into the tournament was, I would have been like straight up Giratina spell tag, and
Oh man.
I probably still believe that, although we'll talk about later my top 4.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm not as sold on that being my worst matchup. Round 6, I play against Pablo Meza, who's of course amazing player and also a teammate of mine on ARG now. He's playing Guardy Solgaleo and Ninetales, and this is a matchup I'm very confident in. The thing with Guardy Solgaleo is, I need like 50 Pokemon in my Lost Zone, but they take so long. Like it takes them so long to set up.
Yep.
And I'm like early game taking knockouts on like Vulpixes and Raltses. So I'm able to, honestly, both of those games were relatively easy. I think I was probably still ahead like 3 prize cards by the end of the game. It's just about hitting energy and streaming my attackers. And they're also really susceptible to Marshadow. Like most of those stage 2 decks are going to be. We get to round 7, so there's only 80 masters. So round 7 is our last round. I'm able to ID. I'm a little worried because one person at 511 is going to bubble if Caleb Gedimer wins his last round, and then Caleb Gedimer won his last round.
Of course.
Of course, yeah, like naturally, as Caleb would do. But then, unfortunately for Caleb, he was the one to bubble, so I was good. I was like 5th seed, so I was either 4th.
Your resistance was great.
My resistance was good. I just get way too paranoid about my resistance. I sit there and I ID and I'm like, okay, we're good. And then I'm like, well, what about this? And what about this? And if everything goes wrong, and I just like,
I dropped and this guy did this, and it's like, oh no.
It's like, no, because I just, man. I've bubbled out of top 8 of a regional, and I don't want to do it again. Would not recommend getting 9th at regionals. Or I guess special events either. Same kind of thing, I guess.
That breaks my heart hearing.
So your top 8 matchup was actually played in day 1.
Yes.
They decided to do the top 8 matches. So tell us about that.
Top 8, I play against Blacephalon, which is also a pretty favorable matchup. It's what I want to see. Like, it's not my favorite matchup because there's some stuff they can do to win the game.
Right.
Unfortunately for my opponent, I don't think he knew what stuff he could do to win the game because he just didn't go for any of the options that are good.
I was watching those games, and he definitely did not look prepared for Lost March at all. The way he was when he was Guzma doing stuff, it didn't make a lot of sense. So I don't think he was prepared and realized what was happening.
So one of the best cards against Lost March, especially my build, is Alolan Muck because I rely so heavily on the Oranguru and the Marshadow and stuff to draw my cards. And he played a Ditto and an Alolan Muck. Game 1, he Ultra Balls, discards Ditto. Game 2, on turn 1, he Ultra Balls, discards Muck. I'm like, oh, well, cool. I was going to have to play around those cards, but now I don't because it's not even. He just threw them away on the first turn, both games.
Uh-huh.
And then, like, both games, he benched 2 Blacephalons. You don't want to do that against Lost March. You want to go Blacephalon turn 1, GX attack on turn 1, turn 2 take a knockout because I'm probably not one-shotting you, and then you stream the Gannett all the rest of the game. That's how you beat Lost March. And if you can get out Muck, even better because then they're going to be slower.
Right.
But he didn't do any of that. He was attacking with Blacephalon the whole game, so I was able to win because it's a big 2-prize dude, and that's what my deck's good against.
Yep, it is.
So yeah, that match went pretty quick. Like I said, like I think it's not my favorite matchup. Like I think I'd rather play against most Zoroark variants over Blacephalon, but I mean, if they're just gonna attack with Blacephalon the whole time, then I guess it's okay.
Well, there were 3 Blacephalon in top 8 also.
It was like 3 Blacephalon and then 2 ZDTs.
Yep, there was a Buzzgarb Shrine.
And then Rahul was playing Malamar.
Yep, that's right.
And then so top 4 is the next morning. And that was even quicker than my my top 8 match.
Yeah, that was against Miguel.
Yeah, it was against Miguel.
Yeah.
And so Miguel was playing Zoro Tails, which is another matchup that I am not so confident in. So they could Decidueye snipes for 20, and then Ninetales also snipes for 30. So they can take like double prize turns all the time. If I don't get my Hoppips up, like turn 2, sometimes they just knock out Hoppips on your bench. And getting Hoppip knocked out is the worst because then you can't go into Skip Bloom and you don't get Pokemon the Lost Zone. You don't get your attacker out. And then in those spread matchups, Jumpluff's a much better attacker because Natu only has 40 HP.
Yep.
So
see, that's why I was going to argue with you about your spell tag being your worst matchup, but you said it yourself. We'll talk about that.
Yeah. So I'm still not sure that this is worse because the deck is just kind of inherently inconsistent. You can like this deck is more susceptible to Marshadow than like anything else, really.
That's true. That is true.
If you go first, you're in an okay spot. I did not go first game 1. Game 1, he goes and has like ideal turn 1. He starts Zorua, goes Raw Elm, benches another. Like I think he benches Vulpix, then Elms for Rowlet,
Ditto too. Yeah,
or something. Or so he's got like his whole board set up. And my hand is not to start like Grass, Cynthia, Lily, Jumpluff, Skip, Loom, Stretcher, I think, and I top deck another Cynthia, and I okay, I guess we'll just Cynthia, and I Cynthia into like the same hand plus a Great Ball, and I'm like, okay, Great Ball, so that I don't just like get donked. The 7th card is a Marshadow, and I'm like, okay, I guess, and I put it down, and I Marshadow to 4. I'm like, let's draw. If I draw to like Hoppip, Oranguru, we're in this, and then I draw into Trumbeak, Stretcher, Grass, Lily. So I can't play. I play the Trumbeak, and I see a Ninetales. I'm like, cool, nice. We put the Ninetales back, and I pass. And then he goes, okay, cool, draw. Ninetales gets his Decidueye out. Has an energy, has a timer ball. Like goes and gets all of his stuff set up. Lele is supposed to.
He Marshadowed him into a Lele, a Rainbow Energy. What else was in a Rare Candy, and I forget what else it was, but your Marshadow.
Yeah, I think he got DC Zoroark too. I'm pretty sure he had an attack on the active too. Mm-hmm. So like it was just, the moment he goes and Lele's for Cynthia, and I just like pick up my cards. I'm like, okay, like I can't. There's nothing I can do about this. So game 2, I go first, and I have a really mediocre turn 1. I think I got, I prized 2 Hoppips. So I got 2 Hoppips down, but I also prized 2 Hoppips, and I prized a Lost Blender, and I had to Ultra Ball away. I Ultra Balled away a Lost Blender on the first turn too, like to go get a Hoppip, like on my first search. And so I'm already down a Lost Blender, and then there was another point in the game where I had to not just lose that turn, I had to Ultra Ball away another Lost Blender to go get Skiploom. So like I had a 3-card hand, and I needed to get. I couldn't draw anything because I had the Oranguru down. It was Ultra Ball, Lost Blender, and like some other dead cards. I had to go Ultra Ball because even if I Lost Blender, the Lost Blender is useless anyway, or it's Grass. So I had to like discard all of them, go grab Skiploom, and I just didn't have like any Pokemon on my Lost on the whole game. And he just is there taking 2 prizes every turn. There was nothing I could do. So
Yep.
So you ended up top 4. What? How many points is that? Like what? 100?
130.
Oof. That's how much I made this quarter alone.
Yeah, it was nice. It was like a League Cup that I got 130 points for top 4. Would recommend. Also, Mexico City is incredible. So,
Oh my gosh.
Hey,
It
what's
is-
y'all's thoughts on the city? Because I really wanted to go.
Well, Connor is my new adopted son.
true.
We'll just go with that. And no, we had a great time. Everywhere we went to eat, the food was fantastic and was, I mean, basically like half price from what you would, something like my Starbucks drink that I always get. It's $8 at Starbucks was 76 pesos, which is just like 350.
I, was gonna say, I don't know conversion rate on the top of my head. I'm sorry.
I didn't either till Friday.
You would think living so far south, I would at least like have some idea.
Yeah. No, the city, all the just the architecture and just the all the people, everybody was so nice. I mean, everywhere you went, and I mean, there was cops everywhere. That I mean, there wasn't. We never really saw any. There was one time I think we were walking home from a restaurant, and there was a couple guys outside a bar about to fight. But I mean, dude, you see that,
Yeah, that wasn't anything too out of the
Yeah,
ordinary.
no, it's nothing. Yeah, you see that everywhere.
That's a
So, I
regular
mean,
occurrence in Shreveport.
See, I wouldn't have felt comfortable getting in a fight there with all the armed guards. Like everywhere has like some sort of armed guard, especially at night. So
Oh yeah, the one guy we walked by, and he's sitting here holding an M16, and you're just like,
What?
all right, wow, yeah, straight up. I don't know what he was outside a hotel or he was protecting something.
yeah, but so yeah, just don't commit crimes there, and you're good. But
Yeah,
I don't know. I felt pretty safe, which is good. I mean, I don't want that to mean anything sound bad at all. That but it was good. It was a good experience. I really enjoyed the city.
yeah, it was great. And shout out to Adrian. I forget his last name, but he was kind of our interpreter during the tournament and stuff, and hanging out and just yeah, he's a good dude. So I was glad to meet him, and I know that he told me he actually told me the reason he started playing Regigigas, which I guess is bad now. But he saw my list and actually watches our YouTube channel, Jesse.
Nice.
So yeah, that's what I was like. I was like, really? I was like, you watch our channel? He's like, oh yeah, man, I watch you guys all the time. I'm like, that's awesome. I appreciate that. So yeah, shout out to Adrian.
Yeah, like
And,
I know Connor's used to being recognized, but like while in Dallas, I had multiple people throughout the day come up and say hi to me. That was the coolest experience of my life.
well, it's that Dale Earnhardt thing, man. You got that edge. You get the edge going. Everybody knows.
I do what I can.
I didn't like being recognized day two because, like, when I went into round 15 in Dallas, Ben Cryer knew what I was playing because he knew, so I was like, I offered them the ID and I was like, hey, we both top 32. And he was like, no. He's like, no, I got the good matchup here. And, yeah, no, Connor gets recognized everywhere, signs autographs and stuff. And
Connor sat by me in Dallas. What was it, like round 6, 5 or 6? And I watched you like he had someone try to make a ruling to see if he could Guzma up, will target a Groudon, a primal Groudon, just a switch, and the judge was like, "No, like what do you think?"
The primal Groudon rulings in Dallas were so funny because like no one plays Groudon anymore. Like that's not a thing anymore, not really. I mean, like people have been playing it this season, but it's not like super well known. But it's all stuff we dealt with, like 4 years ago.
yeah.
So like, I mean, even at I played Groudon at Worlds 2015, and in day 2 Worlds, I had an opponent try to Lysander up my Regirock that has the same ancient trait instead of the Wobbuffet. Like he wins if he Lysanders up Wobbuffet, but he targets Regirock instead and then just loses because his supporter is burned. So like people do it all the time. It's always funny to me, at least like as when I'm playing it.
I had a ruling in Dallas. I played against Groudon, and when I went to Guzma, but I asked, I was like, hey, so if Guzma, it works for me, but not for you, and they're like, yeah. Well, I guess it doesn't work that way.
No.
It doesn't. No. So Guzma, you have to switch. Switching their Pokemon is a requirement.
But lets the go through, right?
Yeah. So you can still play it and it still fizzles. So like, it's kind of weird how the interaction works, but it's like how you can't Guzma nothing.
Yeah.
Like if your opponent has no bench, you can't switch.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Like you can't do part B of the card until you do part A.
Yeah.
Well, see, when I was in Salt Lake, that ruling was we had a judge come over, and he actually said that I could, which even though I know you can't now, but it was weird how they let me I guess because that was when Guzma had first come out too.
Yeah, and also Groudon's still not the most. It interacts with cards so weird sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
And it's not the most played thing, and like it's only that one set that has cards with Omega Barrier in it. It's only the Primal Class set. There's only like 3 or 4 cards with it. Like,
yeah,
it's a very rare situation to come up.
Like, you can escape rope it, but that's about it. Like, anything that doesn't target.
Well, that's because your opponent chooses.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, there's some weird escape rope rulings are really weird with Groudon too. Yeah, I had something. I don't remember the exact situation, but a ruling came up with escape rope for me at Dallas too. But yeah, there's a bunch of weird. Groudon interacts with cards. I mean, basically it's always no, except for when it's not. And I don't know. They're all super weird.
I love pulling down a rabbit hole on random Guzma Groudon expanded talk.
Yeah, as we're talking about, getting recognized. That's how we segue into.
So, yeah.
So, with Lost March, are you going to be playing that in Q3, or have you kind of just moved on?
Does it get better with the new set?
Oh yeah, it gets definitely better.
Okay, I'm not sure if it gets better. Okay, I think the deck has more tools. It has more cool stuff to do, right? But I think there's more bad matchups maybe. But the meta's so open. There's so much that could change. I do think that Zapdos Jolteon's a bad matchup, and so that has me a little scared to play it going forward. And tag teams having so much HP could be an issue.
Would you recommend playing?
Get to 300.
I was going to bring up Marshadow GX. Would you recommend even throwing that in because it hits weakness on Snorlax and it hits weakness on Pikarom?
So yeah, hitting weakness on Pikarom super good, and Snorlax is also super good. But it's also 2 prizes. I mean, I guess you're trading better. You're trading favorably against Zekrom, which is good. But you don't want it in other matchups. I'll have to test it. Like I was saying a little bit before this, I don't really look ahead too much. I test at least if I have another event. So like we had Mexico City this weekend. So when I was looking at stuff to do, at what to play and whatever, I was looking at Mexico City. I'm not really looking forward to the next tournament, even though I mean I fly to Australia a week from tomorrow. So
the next one's a little important.
Yeah, but I don't know. I'll just
one at a time.
I'm really bad. I'm also really bad about playtesting in general. Like, I couldn't tell you the last time I played Pokemon cards outside of a tournament. It's
Jeez,
bad.
At least 3 times a week.
It's been at least before Anaheim. I played some games at League with. I was even playing Bees because I went and played.
But see, Bees is like you're bringing back an old favorite though. It's
not
I
know. I went to switch to Bees. That was the whole reason I played Bees at Portland was because I was like, man, I haven't tested it all. What do I do? And Raul's like,
you're that generic.
I'm like, well, I played Bees like 4 years ago. I like literally the list was like, if we're not counting like the difference between Choice Band and Silver Bangle and stuff like that, like cards that are just like inherently better versions of older cards.
Right.
The list was like 4 or 5 cards off of a list that I played at a regional in 2015. So for that specific tournament.
Ironically, our teammate Kat played I think your exact 60, and if not, it was like 1 or 2 cards different, and did pretty all right. Didn't get points, but like it was only because she scooped to me in round 8. Yeah.
Okay, I got you. That list was super good. I don't know. That was a fun adventure getting to that specific Bees list because I didn't know what I was playing the Friday before the tournament, and I was at work all day. So at work, like on my breaks and stuff, I'm just like typing out deck lists on my phone. I'm like what do I do? And like we were gonna play. Ahmed Ali told me to play Vespiquen with dumbbells. So I almost played Vespiquen with dumbbells at that tournament because it was really good against Blastoise because they couldn't. It's harder for them to Articuno you.
I tested a Bees list with Sableye. Let you like look at the top card and you can discard it if you want.
Oh, the ability?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, that's neat. I don't know if it's good. It's super neat.
It was pretty all right. But I think your list is probably way more consistent and way better.
Yeah.
So
in Memphis, you finished 11th with Vicaray.
Correct.
any plans to maybe bring back that old favorite? Is
Man,
there
I keep looking at Vicar Ray like all the time because I think that deck's a lot of fun.
It,
I mean,
it is, but is there anything from the new set that makes it
Oh,
or
let me top that one off. Ladies with hats. High key is really cute.
okay, you're gonna have to explain to me, ladies with hats.
Yeah, because I don't think it does either.
It's the one where you play the one supporter, you discard the 3 other girls, and you look at the top 12 cards of your deck and attach as many energy as you want. And
Oh, that's cool.
like you have
That
to have a
sounds
4-card combo, but you run 4 copies of everything already.
God, that's thick.
So
though. That's
it's
a lot.
not well. The other supporters like they also do things. Like if
I
you
could
need to play
see,
them.
I could see battle compressor and then go from there.
Yeah.
If we play that in expanded.
I mean, it's not a tier 1 deck by any means, but it is definitely
So we're talking about this with Rayquaza GX.
yeah.
Yeah.
So Rayquaza GX has some problems. My 2-4 finish at Sao Paulo will tell you that.
Oh, wow.
Because I went and played straight just speed Rayquaza at Sao Paulo. The day before the tournament, I did test for that tournament. By the way, I was testing the day before, but like I was testing. So I'm like sitting there, I'm like, I'm playing Rayquaza, I'm like, this is so cool. I'm running so well. Like the deck is turn 2, like turn 1, like 8 energy on board, 10 energy on board, like ridiculous early games. And then I'm swinging, I'm winning like every game I play with the deck. And then I'm like, fine, I'm sold, I'm in, I'm gonna play it. And then the moment the tournament starts, everything goes wrong.
Oh my God.
That's how it was with me with the League Cup in Dallas. Like I'd play tested Rayquaza, like speed Rayquaza, until like I just knew every card forwards, backwards. I knew every possible play with any combination of cards. Got to the cup, bombed. Was like, yep, not playing this.
Yeah. I probably should have, not played it, but it was cool. So that was I played Rayquaza for that tournament. Every time I'm like, Rayquaza. I'm like, I want to play even for this tournament. I was like, why is Vicar Ray bad? And everyone's like, well, Blacephalon's just better. And I mean, they're probably right, but I don't want them to be right because I don't like Blacephalon. I want to play Rayquaza.
I don't like Blacephalon. Like I'm one of the few people, and I was hype on that card when it came out.
I was too because I really like fire, but I don't know. You know me, like I'm definitely not about meta. Like I try to avoid playing it whenever I can, and like I don't know.
Yeah, we like to joke that I only play tier 2 bad tier 2 decks. Like I don't play like bad decks.
Yeah, you don't play Beast Box or anything.
But I never end up playing like the top deck, like, ever.
Fun fact: when Clayton was trying to test Beast Box for Worlds, I straight up told him not to play it. I took it to multiple cups and hit Volcanion both times. Right, well, challenges right before Worlds happen, and
this like 20 this Worlds like
yeah
hit
like Beast Box.
People were playing Volcanion.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, no, not well. He was going to Cups in Texas. They were playing Volcanion, and because it was, before rotation and all, and
I straight up told him, I was like, man, you just lose to trash decks. Don't play this.
It probably would have been a pretty solid play.
No, and it would have been. I changed my mind last minute and played Dustmane Magnezone. I started 3-0, but then I started hitting all the Baby Buzz Shrine and started hitting all the Buzz Wall, which I would have absolutely destroyed with Beast Box. And so after not making day 2, I got lucky to get into the Nashville Open. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to play Beast Box because this is what I've been testing. This is what I should have played yesterday. And ended up getting top 64 with it. So,
High key, I think Zoroark's got me the most points this year. Thinking about it,
everybody the most points.
I mean, on the thing about me playing tier 2 bad decks all the time, I have 0 lifetime points at regionals and higher events with Zoroark.
I'm actually looking at the I'm looking at the Limitless right now, and I don't.
There's not a Zoroark on that page.
Nope, there's not.
Both
like,
of my
all the way back, there's not one.
both my point finishes have been Zoroark or Zorogarb or Zoropod.
I don't know. Every time I play Zoroark, I just like every time I play Zoroark, I just go like 2-4 drop, and then I get sad.
Now wait a minute. I see some Zoroark on here.
Oh, is there?
Yeah, in your Night March list.
Oh, in the
Oh.
Night March deck. Okay, yeah, you're right. Okay, I have 0 lifetime points. 0 lifetime points with a Zoroark, like a Zoroark focus deck. That's like
Right. I got
Zoro
you.
yeah, I guess.
That was
Yeah,
just
I forgot that the Night March list. I played like a 2/2, right?
it was
yeah.
a 3-2. It was a 3-2.
Okay.
Oh wow.
All right, that's it then. So I've never played a Zoroark focus
All right,
deck.
there
I
you
got points.
go.
So
Other than like, I guess I got. There's another Zoroark, but that's the wrong Zoroark. That's the staying-in one from like 2
Russian
years ago.
Mind Jack.
Oh. Double stand-ins busted.
Dude, swear. I live by that. Now let's roll it back in. We'll start.
Oh, yeah. What are we talking about? We're talking
Put
about
out
team
there.
up. Team up, not Dallas Regionals last season. Gotcha. Okay.
Here it is.
All right,
This,
so
this is my play. This is what I'm testing.
for those
So
just listening, that is an Aerodactyl that Clayton is
That-
holding up.
Yep, that is an Aerodactyl.
All right, so how does that deck even function? Because like I've looked at it and it's like I don't get it.
It's with Malamar, and I'm basically gonna play it the same I would with like the Coco Malamar spread, or like actually it's more like the Shining Lugia,
Okay.
and instead of Shining Lugia, which I probably still will have one in my list, but you just play Aerodactyl instead, and 3 energy does 90 damage. Kukui will give it 110. If it's an EX or a GX, it doubles to the 90 to 180. So with choice band, you're hitting 210. Choice band Kukui, you're hitting 230. It's not hitting anything for weakness. That's kind of the only drawback. And also, it is weak to lightning. That's kind of an issue, but it's also only 130 HP, so it's really not. It's not meant to last.
Live anyway.
Yeah, so I mean, it's
unfortunate that it's not hitting 240 though. As bad as that sounds, like that's where we're at in formats.
Right,
Is it's not hitting 240.
Yeah, but it's gonna two-shot. It's gonna two-shot all of your tag teams, and they're only taking 1 prize. So I like the trade. I like the prize trade.
So in theory, you could get to 240.
It does 180 if you don't have any EX or GX out.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Let's read our cards.
Oh, I thought it was your.
Let's
So I'm doing 180. Okay, you know what?
That's even better, honestly.
No,
Yeah.
that's way better because I'm not gonna play any EX or GX.
Yeah, like you're not relying on them. That's
All right. So I thought, okay, wow, I need to read my card.
Shout out, chat.
Yeah, thanks.
And, I mean, we can. I mean, I don't want to keep going on segues, but on the topic of reading cards, I'm the worst at it. I don't read my cards.
Well, apparently I am too, and like I should probably do some studying before I decide to go with a deck. I'm like, hey, I'm gonna play Aerodactyl because it does this, and it doesn't even do what I said it does.
Oh man.
But at least it's better than what I thought it was.
It's better. It's not worse. I had States years ago. I played Mega Rayquaza Jolteon, and I ended up winning that States. But Jolteon EX, for those that don't know, has free retreat, and I didn't know that. So I'm sitting there digging, like round 2 of this tournament, I'm digging for a float stone to attach to my Jolteon so I can retreat to attack. And I whiff, and I'm like, man. And I look down at the card, I'm like, oh, retreat and attack.
I mean, I've tried to attack with a Weavile with a Evil Admonition when I shut down all of my opponent's abilities with my...
that was against me because I was playing.
I know that was
Viper.
against you.
I was playing Shuckles of Viper, and then you tried to come in with a Weavile after you dropped the Muck, and you go to hit me, and I'm like, yeah, that doesn't do anything. And I was like, what? I was like, I don't have any abilities.
And I almost won that tournament because if someone hadn't misplayed their Weavile at Mexico City, there was the top 8 match on the other side.
Oh, I know. That was. Oh, yeah.
The guy forgot that his counter energy was turned off, so he retreated with the wrong energy. He retreated with the unit and not with the counter energy. Guzmud retreated with the unit instead of retreating his Weavile with the counter first and attaching unit to it.
Yeah, then he tried to attack with it, and it didn't do anything because his counter energy was void. I was like, oh, no. Like, we were just pulling for him because that would have been a way better matchup.
Yeah.
Because it was the Buzzgarb Shrine with the Weavile. And, so he lost to the Sigitales, which Connor ended up having to play. So it's kind of like, oh, there goes the dream.
Yeah, I was like, oh, well, that's fun.
Yeah.
And I had to show back up the next day to play 15 minutes of, just losing real quick.
Yeah, that was, yeah.
I mean, at least you were up and about the like you could start your day and go about your business.
Yeah, no, we had time to go walk around and hang out and stuff too, which was a blast. So, but
So
yes, team up. Oh no.
yeah,
Sorry, back to team up. Sorry, I'm the worst. I'll stop talking. I'll just.
No, you're great. So what are y'all thoughts about probably the big boogeyman of the new set, Pika-Rom? Like, how do y'all feel like that's going to do?
I feel like I still love Buzzwall.
Still love Buzzwall.
Yeah, I feel like it's a little bit like the card on paper looks really good, but I think it's gonna be, it's gonna have a lot of counters.
Yeah.
That GX attack is ridiculous, but it needs to have it needs to have the 6 energy on it. So,
well, the thing though is it's not that hard to get. It's weird. It's not hard to get the 6 energy on there, especially like even turn 2.
like, how are they getting the 6 energy on it?
So you can start your turn with attach energy for turn, have 2 energy in the discard pile, Coco, 1 energy onto Pika-Rom, 1 energy on something else, energy switch, you already have 3 energy. Or you just have 2 energy in a Thunder Mountain, and you accelerate the 3 energy onto...
Oh yeah, it's attack accelerates energy, that's right. Okay, that makes sense. The first attack is good too.
Yeah.
And you have electro powers and stuff too to hit, big numbers.
Yeah.
I think the card is really good. The 3 prizes kind of sucks, but your idea is that you just, you take a knockout with the first attack and you just take 2 with the second attack and you're just there.
Yeah, like as long as you take 3 prizes with that 1 card, it's done its job.
Right, so your prize trade, yeah, if you're taking 3, then the trade's fine. Now the GX, is that the one that does 170 to the bench?
Yeah, it's a 170 snipe. So if they have a Lele or a Marshadow or something of that sort on the bench, you pop them.
And you can play like Giratina or something, I guess, to like get an extra one in there.
Yeah.
Something along those lines. You can play Shuckle to discard the energy. Oh no, search your deck. Never mind, it's even better. It searches your deck for the energy. I was thinking it was from the discard. Man, that's ridiculous. Okay. See, I told you, I don't look. I haven't read. I have a vague knowledge of what these cards do, but I haven't read all of them yet.
Pika-Rom's busted.
I have legit only popped 1 pack of Team Up, and it was one of the packs that I got in Mexico City.
Same.
That came with our nice little prizes. I liked my little box too. I got a.
Was it a Spanish pack?
No, it wasn't Spanish. No,
oh, busted! They gave you English. That's the.
Well, they don't like to do a lot of Spanish packs because the thing is the Spanish are not worth a lot of money, and they can use the English everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, from what I understand too, it's actually kind of hard for them. It's harder for them to get the Spanish packs a lot of the times. A lot of the other Latin American countries will get the Spanish cards, and I know like Spain will get the Spanish cards, but in Mexico for some reason, like they're using the same distributors that the English cards are from, or like a lot of them do.
That makes sense.
So it's easier for them to get English cards a lot of the time.
That makes a lot of sense. So, aside from distributing,
there's your fact of the day. Your Pokemon distributor.
So Buzzwall's going to be Buzzwall, Zoroark, both going to be really big decks because of Pika-Rom. What do y'all feel about Malamar?
Yeah.
It can be Gas Can, it can be Ultra Necrozma, just Malamar in general.
Yeah, I mean, Ultra Necrozma's getting all the hype right now, right? Because it can hit those numbers.
Yeah, it can.
Viridian Forest puts that deck over the top, in my opinion.
Well, I'm going to read that card now.
It's a stadium, discard.
Man, that is good.
Discard a card from your hand, grab an energy.
That's ridiculous.
I don't know if it's a basic
You just discard
energy.
it's a basic energy. But you just discard a psychic, go grab a metal, or discard a psychic, grab another psychic. That's super good.
Yeah.
That's
We're in there. I guess I would say Malamar, like Gas Can, just stays the same. I feel
do you play it with Mimikyu and Gengar? Put one in there.
Yeah, I mean, why not?
Yeah.
Fun fact: I threw one in my Malamar list for the Ultra Necrozma list, just because it's there. Like you can do it. Like you have the possibility of one-shotting a tag team off of it, just because it hits 50 per trainer card.
It's really good if it's like Zoroark. If they have like a big hand, you can like surprise them with it. Like I guess it's still gonna get knocked out back though, so maybe not so good, but it can just take a surprise knockout.
Yeah.
Like for that last knockout or something.
You can also do the GX attack where they cannot play a card from their hand, so you can kind of lock them in a position if you need a turn. and GX attack.
Yeah, so you like do that on like your if you do that going second, they like don't have an energy down or whatever. You just get an extra turn to set up.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
So
It's like almost timeless GX for 1 energy. Almost.
Yeah,
almost.
Yeah, because they can't do anything. All they can do is attack if they have the ability to, and of course, if you block them out, they're second turn, then they're not going to be able to do anything. So
Yeah, and if you have a second energy on there, you can draw until you have 7. It's pretty tight.
yeah, that's
each,
pretty good.
each player does it, but at least your opponent's like not doing anything next turn. You can just like Marshadow them afterwards or something.
Yeah.
We talked about Lost March also already, because that just gets Pokemon communication. Kirk has been hyping Emolga.
Yeah, I've seen that. I don't know. I'm honestly not totally sold on communication yet either, which I know like probably sounds crazy.
It does.
Because you don't always have another Pokemon like you usually do, but like that's the whole point of the Emolga, right? Is that you go search your deck for another Pokemon, you communication away, your communications are never dead. I'm like thinking like how do I make 2 more spots in the deck? Because I think like if you play communication, you probably cut if I were to play it, I'd probably cut the Ultra Balls for communications. But I mean, thinning your hand is super important for Oranguru too, so I'm not even sure. I think there's.
So
I'm not sure what I would do.
You out of that card, you just probably wouldn't even change anything on the list. Yeah.
I mean, I personally ordered Heart Gold Soul Silver Pokemon Communications because I'm hype on playing Lost March.
I mean, and I think it is good, and it probably will be played.
I feel like it's going to be played more.
Yeah, probably. And then we get to go play cool Lost March counters, and I have a bunch of those. Lost March Mirror is like super terrible, but there's like 1 card counters you can play to just win the matchup. Like there's multiple.
From chat, Malamar gets Snorlax Eevee. It makes Zoro matchup so much more favorable. I literally just
it does 4 for 240 against a Zoro, and then they can't one-shot it back. Yes, I mean like it's like Zoro Rock isn't as good, but if they don't have 2 energy down, you're like okay, haha, I win.
Well, I feel like Zoro Rock's going to be another big deck. I was actually about to bring that one up. Speaking of, because the Lycanroc hits Pika Rom for weakness.
No, this seems. I mean, it has to be an evolution Pokemon, so it's not doing a ton against non-evolution Pokemon. The Snorlax isn't, but you definitely do a lot against.
Yeah.
Against Zoroark.
But Zoroark is kind of just. I don't think it gains anything. It just becomes more favorable.
Yeah, it has the type. There's fighting type is super good again because fighting type is always good because
it's just still good. I mean, it doesn't gain anything, but it doesn't lose anything either. So, yeah.
Well, that deck could also maybe play communication. It plays a lot of Pokemon.
Seeing from in chat, Turbo Coco is insane. 4 Coco promo with 1 Zapdos and 4 Electro Powers and Chargers.
Yeah, don't no Coco. Coco is bad. Everyone, Coco's the worst card in the game. Don't play it. It doesn't hit. It doesn't hit jump offs for weakness. It doesn't spread damage. It's bad. Don't play it.
Well, I feel like like when a Lost March went in, everyone was like, "Oh, it's just going to lose the spread instantly because Coco's a thing."
Yeah,
but get rid of all the damage as soon as you.
Yeah, I would rather play against like straight Coco than a lot of other things with Lost March. Like Coco spread stuff, then I'd rather play against it than probably ZDT and Tina spell tag at least. It's not good, but you can like manage your damage with that in that matchup. Because like you said, you get rid of it. You can do like weird things like leave a skip loom down and just don't go into the jump bluff and just then next turn go to jump bluff after it takes another 20.
Yeah.
To get rid of extra damage. You just have to limit your bench. Like I think it's winnable. A lot of those matchups where you just have to play really careful. And if you're playing careful, you're kind of okay.
I just don't think spread's going to be good, even though you have electro power and everything like that. But I mean, the tag teams are just too big. I don't think.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way that spread beats Pika Rom, right? Because
no way. Like you
swing for 150 a bunch.
Right.
Don't do anything.
Yeah.
Let's see. Next on the list, We covered Zoroark. We covered Aerodactyl. I think that's actually everything that I was curious about. Y'all have any other thoughts on upcoming decks?
Man, I don't even have any. I haven't busted any packs online.
Oh
I have nothing. I know I'm way behind, which
This
sucks.
is unlike you.
I know it really is unlike me, but I went so hard with Dallas and like trying to, and it paid off. My hard work paid off for Dallas getting top 16. But then I go into Mexico City and I'm like, what am I going to play? What am I going to play? And the only thing I really tested was, Regigigas, and you saw where that got me, 2 drops. So, but yeah, so like I haven't even popped packs, and I don't know how many coins of just, where I can have locked packs online that I haven't even opened yet because I haven't had time, with Mexico City and everything else. So, luckily for me, I'm not going to Australia. So
Yeah, I get to go just jump right into it.
yeah, somebody jump right in.
I'm looking through. There are some other cards that are I think are really solid. I think Celebi Venusaur is really cool.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
the healing stuff with the Shaman.
Mm-hmm.
Shaman Prism Star. We were talking about Vicar Ray earlier. Shaman Prism Star is super good in Vicar Ray.
Yeah.
That's right.
Like it's just a Rayquaza GX that's not a GX.
Is Jirachi the best card in the set?
Drush
Hands
is
down,
very good.
yes. Hands down, it is the best card in the set.
What else? There was other stuff. There's the fighting the Maxis banned because they printed these dumb cards.
Oh, Amistar.
Yeah. Oh,
Amistar and Kabutops, both of them, and they both evolve from the same basic. So you can play both of them. You just go and make your active be the Kabutops, bench be Amistar, and then you're sitting there item locking and supporter locking. And Kabutops' attack isn't even bad. You're just swinging for 80,
Yeah.
80, 20, 20. I think that could potentially have something.
That's pretty cute. And it can come off of Ditto.
And it can come off a Ditto. It's a stage 2 off a Ditto though.
So is it kind of a bark and cover 2.0?
I mean, in a way, it's not really bark and cover as much as it is just it's supporter and item lock in the same deck. So you're just not doing anything. You're just sitting there passing and attaching energy and attacking. The issue is that it needs to have less Pokemon than you down, so it's gonna be kind of hard for them to stream attackers and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's got its issues. We have Scoop Up Block Mr. Mime, which I think was printed specifically to address tag teams having so much HP and just being able to cycle them with ace rolls and stuff.
Ace roll. Well.
There's a new Alolan Muck. That one's cool. It pairs really well with Trash Lance because it discards. You look at the top 6 cards of your opponent's deck, discard all the items.
Yeah.
I think playing Alolan Muck, straight just Alolan Muck, Trash Lance could be super cool, and then you still have the other Alolan Muck. It's neat.
Yeah,
If anything, it's just neat.
Definitely see that in league challenges.
Yeah, definitely that's going to be the budget deck kind of thing. Pidgeotto's cool.
Pidgeotto's really good.
Yeah.
And Pidgeotto also has 60 HP, so it's, elmable if you play that bad card. We have the Persian's really neat.
I haven't looked at Persian. What does he do?
For one colorless, it is 20. If your opponent has 4 or more cards in their hand, reveal their hand and discard cards until there's only 4 left.
Oof.
You get to pick. You get to pick them until they have 4.
Oh, so you
wow.
can just lock them.
Yes, if your opponent has a 15-card hand, you use the attack and you look and you're like, okay, you get to keep these 3 evolution cards you can't use, or these 4 or whatever, and that's it. It's super good. I don't know. I feel like this is gonna get exploited somehow.
Yeah.
It's a stage 1. You can Ditto into it.
Yeah, you're about to make me start pulling out cards from a bulk.
It's really bad for Clayton's deck because unknown hand. It's just gonna.
I was thinking the same thing. I'm like, I've got 27 cards in my hand. Oh, you get to keep 3 of these.
You get to keep 4.
Oh, 4. Okay, here.
Yeah, all your Lucamines are gone. You get to keep you can keep those 4 Pokemon or whatever.
Yeah, I get to keep the Shuckle that I'm not dropping. Wow, yeah, that's definitely.
You can have the unknown hand. You can keep that one.
Okay, yeah.
No, I'd throw that one away. Don't even give him the chance.
No, they don't have a chance. You just discarded 23 cards.
Oh yeah, it's over. There's no way to get them back, especially if my Lucamines are gone. Then I can't Lucamine loop all my card. My supporters back.
Oh, we didn't say a word about Erica's. Erica's is super good.
Erica's
Oh yeah.
Best supporter in the set.
Well, I came home from Mexico City to some cards that So I've got my 4 Aerodactyl, my 4 Erica, my 4 Jirachi, and then unidentified fossil, but that's old.
I ordered my stuff Sunday, so hopefully for locals next Sunday I should win that.
See, I still have standard league cups I need to go to, like this old format standard league cups.
Oof.
Oh wow!
There's a league challenge Friday night in a town like an hour and a half away from me that I can't even go to because I don't get off work in time.
Oh
yeah, rip me. Fun
are
fact.
Are you going Saturday to? Is it Tyler?
Or
was that last week?
That was last week. It was a double cup in Tyler.
Oh.
Y'all have one in Hot Springs though this weekend, don't y'all?
We do on Sunday, the hometown here. So yeah, we're looking really, I don't even I mean, I'm gonna play, but I already have my 2 cup wins for the quarter. Yeah. So I guess I did play something fun.
You got that over me. Don't worry.
Oh, the cups I do?
Yeah. I have this quarter. I have 4 top 8s and a top 4.
Ooh.
I have a win and a final. So, hey.
Yeah, so you guys are set.
Hey, we both are we're both up over Connor on our cups and.
To be fair, my cup win was basically handed to me. I will straight up admit that. Like my locals came in, bodied, got top 4, and they were like, "All right, Jesse has it." I was like, "Thanks, you guys."
Lucky. I have to work for mine.
Yeah, I do too. All my cups have everyone's going for worlds invites, so I have to go and I don't know. They're not easy.
Yeah, I have to travel super far to go get to even challenges. Like
I have at least close cups. Like this weekend, they're the first one's like 25 minutes, the other one's like an hour away. So.
Oh, that's nice. Because Jesse, your drive up here to Hot Springs is what, 4 hours, 3.5?
My regular cup that I go to are 4 hours away.
Yeah. The furthest I go is I go 2.5, 3 sometimes, but usually there's a bunch in the Atlanta area that are easier to get to. So.
That's awesome.
For whatever reason, down South Louisiana, they can get cups, they can get challenges. That's not a problem. North Louisiana, it is barren. It's a wasteland. I can go to Dallas or I can go to Little Rock. That's my life. But you do what you got to do.
Grinding it out.
Honestly, at this point, if I don't get my invite this year, I kind of feel like I don't deserve it. But I think I'm on pace for it.
You're on a good pace. You just need to get some points in St. Louis.
I'm not going to St. Louis. I'm going to Denver. Oh. I am going to Denver, though.
Just go to all the Mexico City special events and don't bomb like Clayton.
Yeah.
I do need to get my passport.
Don't say Reggie Gigas. Reggie Gigas is bad.
Come to Cancun and go party in Cancun.
Yeah.
That is a plan. When is Cancun?
May 11th, I think. Yeah, May 11th.
Sounds about right. May something.
I might be able to swing that.
It will be cheaper for you to go to Cancun than it probably will be for you to go to Denver.
Denver's already locked up. So.
Well, I'm just saying, whatever you're paid to fly to Denver, you're okay. So there you go. Cancun probably 300 pays for your hotel and your flight.
Busted.
Yeah. So come to Cancun. Everybody, don't come to Cancun though.
Savannah, if you're listening, you want to go to Cancun.
All right, so talked about team up, and Connor's going to Australia and is going to get some more points and going to be number 1 overall soon. Isn't that right?
No.
No?
How many points is the number 1? That's a lot.
I think Danny's number 1 right now.
Who is?
I think Danny.
If I win, I need to win to pass Danny, which is crazy.
Yeah, because he's got to win.
That's crazy. You have to win to pass him.
Well, he might be able to get second.
Latin America.
Yeah, he won Latin America, so that makes sense. And I have outside of Latin America, I have slightly more points than Danny, but Danny won Latin America, so.
Oh yeah.
And I, went 2-4 drop with
him. You went 2-4 drop, yeah.
Oops. And I had a wonderful time in Brazil because Brazil's great too.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, my plans for quarter 3 is literally just go to Denver, maybe go to Cancun. Got to get my passport first, but maybe go to Cancun and hopefully win 2 challenges and at least top 4 2 cups.
I want to say Cancun's definitely quarter 4.
Is it quarter 4?
It is.
It's May. It's definitely quarter 4.
Oh well, See, here I am.
Like special events, quarter 3 would be like El Salvador. I know that there's Guatemala, stuff like that. Costa Rica next weekend.
Hey,
I'm not going to that. There we go.
No, you're not. There are some people going though.
I think it's just Rahul right now. Like
Just
American
Rahul?
players.
Yeah.
I think
Who,
so.
by the way, top forward in Mexico City also.
Technically top forward Mexico City.
Yeah, technically, and Caleb technically top 8'd.
Yeah.
But
I think
That's
it's
another story. Yeah. Stay
that's
away
another.
from that
We
one.
don't get into that. We'll stay away from that.
so. I think that pretty much wraps it up. Like, do y'all have like any specific plans for quarter 3, or just grinding out tournaments? Let's see where we go.
Grind it out.
Pretty much.
Try to get my invite.
I'll
might be
probably
able to.
go to everything.
Yeah.
Clayton has a pretty good shot of actually getting his invite this quarter alone.
Well,
Yeah,
and
probably.
third quarter, I think. Yeah, I can probably pull it off third quarter. I'm at 360. I'm at 369, so like I'm way ahead of the
She's
curve.
fine.
I mean, like if you get 100 points from cups, then you're only you're less than 100 away. So
That's
only
true.
a couple regionals finishes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you'll more than likely get there.
Hey, I'm not gonna count my chickens yet because I mean I could start bricking and get some bad luck going, and you know.
All I know is I need to win a cup quarter 3 just for the playmat alone that got revealed.
Oh, I know,
Oh.
dude. Well, I mean, everybody knows my favorite. Everybody knows my Mimikyu, which actually I guess he's upside down in that one, but
So
Yeah.
listen.
so. All right, well, I guess we can wrap this up then. And let's do some shout outs real quick. I want to shout out everybody in Mexico City, Rahul and Connor, Andy. Had a good time with all those guys. And I appreciate those guys hanging out with me at the airport because we had a little bit of a delay going on, and Jose hanging out, and Coop, who I got to watch get harassed by some TSA. I took some pictures because I saw him going in, and they had him sit down and take his shoes off, and he said they were kissing his feet because they were big fans of his. But no, so yeah, and of course, shout out all my teammates, Team Reaper, TCG, and I will see you guys this weekend in Hot Springs for our local cup.
I might swing in. Come say hi. I don't know. It's up to Savannah, to be honest.
Oh, y'all better. What about you, Connor?
I'll keep it simple. Shout out to my sponsor ARG. They're the best.
Yep.
Other than that, yeah, I don't really have anything else. Follow me on Twitter at Condor TCG. That's Condor with 2 N's. TCG.
I think
It's easy.
I have it.
It's on.
downloaded.
It's on the thing right here. You can see it. You can also follow me on Twitch. I always say I'm going to stream more, and then I don't. But maybe this will be the time that I actually start streaming more.
Yeah.
Because that's a good way to play test. It forces me to play test. That's
It
kind of
does.
why I was
That's-
trying to do it in the first place.
It
That's
does,
actually
it does
the main
force-
reason I do it.
'Cause I need some sort of I need to play test more, as I've talked about.
I think I'm going to open some packs as soon as we get off here because I have a bunch of coins, and I'm just going to grab a bunch of team up, I guess.
I think I'm gonna open up some Undaunted. Might do that. I like old format, but for my shout outs, simple shout out to Savannah, biggest supporter of my life. I always want her to know that. Shout out to Team Reaper and all my friends on it. Shout out to you, Connor. Thanks for being on. To be completely honest.
Yeah, dude. Thanks, son.
I do consider you a friend. I enjoy seeing you at tournaments.
For sure.
So,
Likewise.
I think that's pretty much it. This will probably be on YouTube. I want to say Thursday or Friday, but if you want to catch us live every Monday and Tuesday, I stream. Every other Monday, we do the podcast. So come drop in, say hi, and have a good night.